Breaking news: Skeleton Crew unleashes mass chaos across the city. The Skeleton Crew is back at it again, causing widespread confusion, lawsuits, and utter nonsense across multiple locations. Citizens are left wondering how reality has spiraled into this madness. Mr. Skeleton's train takeover. Dressed in his signature blue suit, Mr. Skeleton, who is not the train captain, was caught pointing fingers at everyone on the train for nonsensical reasons. Things escalated when he accused Mr. Colgate of running an illegal factory, despite the Colgate factory being perfectly legal. Officer Skeleton's go-kart pursuit. Claiming to be a police officer, which he is not, Officer Skeleton was spotted at the go-kart race, pointing fingers at everyone, including the go-karts themselves, accusing them of insulting him. He later chased Darren, who was riding a go-kart, with another go-kart, accusing him of speeding, despite there being no speed limit. Ironically, Officer Skeleton drove even faster than Darren. Gamer Skeleton's identity crisis. Rather than gaming at the arcade, Gamer Skeleton was seen roaming the streets dressed as an Arabic skeleton. He declared, "I am going to hit anyone I see with my slippers," before proceeding to slap Newbie, Grapple, Captain Shotgun, C-Block, Mr. Colgate, and Mayor Skeleton. Later, he dressed up as Michael Jackson, stormed into Insane Gamer OMG's concert, and declared, "It's my concert now." He then literally kicked Insane Gamer OMG, The Beast, B-Blot, Mega Abnormal, Chaotic Bean, Mr. Cup, and the Innocent Bystander out the door. The Innocent Bystander, now recovering from his injuries, sighed and said, "You expect me to believe this is reality?" Explorer Skeleton's chaotic adventure. Instead of exploring, Explorer Skeleton threw sand into an office, believing it to be the chaotic beach. He then proceeded to splash water on everyone inside, including Newbie, who is now suing him for breaking into his office and property damage. Mayor Skeleton's Apple Store heist. Despite not being a real mayor, Mayor Skeleton made headlines after stealing every Apple product box from an Apple store, leaving the actual products behind. When confronted, he simply stated, "We need Apple product boxes to throw at Samsung HQ and their CEO." Shortly after, 1 million Apple product boxes were dumped in Samsung HQ, burying the janitors. Mayor Skeleton then had the audacity to shout, "You are littering the floor and causing global warming, so clean it up," despite being the one who littered. Scout Skeleton's hotel accusations. At a local hotel, Scout Skeleton began accusing guests of stealing room keys, despite them having paid for them legally. He then pointed at Jason, yelling, "You are drinking illegal water," even though it was just plain water. Things escalated when he pointed fingers at Gamer Skeleton, who was dressed as Military Skeleton. In response, Gamer Skeleton shouted, "You are a fake skeleton and you stole GTA 6, only to be met with, "I am not fake, and GTA 6 isn't even out yet." Squid Game takeover. With no military experience, Military Skeleton stormed Squid Game wielding a Nerf gun, pointing fingers at players and guards. Later, he and an army of skeletons stormed the frontman's room, trapped him in a cage, and took over Squid Game, broadcasting ridiculous messages over the radio, sending players and guards into a panic. Athlete Skeleton versus Mr. Isaac, The Beast, and Mr. Colgate. Instead of training, Athlete Skeleton declared that The Beast and Mr. Isaac should exercise inside Mr. Colgate's house by punching the walls. He then demanded that the Colgate factory be shut down to help with repairs. Furious, The Beast, Mr. Isaac, and Mr. Colgate chased Athlete Skeleton through the neighborhood. During the chase, Athlete Skeleton punched Timothy in the face, prompting Mr. Colgate to spray toothpaste everywhere, Mr. Isaac to throw books at both of them, The Beast to smack them with a tennis racket. Now Timothy wants to sue all of them for injuries. Chef Skeleton's disastrous dishes. Rather than cooking proper meals, Chef Skeleton served bones, labeling them as chicken breast on the menu. He also introduced his signature rubbish stew, which Newbie tasted and immediately spat out, saying, "This tastes like rubbish." To which Chef Skeleton smugly replied, "It is made from rubbish." Both Newbie and Grapplet left 1-star reviews. Ninja Skeleton's spicy bank attack. At a local bank, Ninja Skeleton suddenly began throwing chili-sauced pancakes at everyone, leaving customers confused and mildly burned. Judge Skeleton's corrupt court takeover. Judge Skeleton, who is not a real judge, stormed into a courtroom, threw out the actual judge, and took over. His first ruling? Charging Robin the bank with absurd accusations. Farmer Skeleton scam and breakfast chaos. Farmer Skeleton sold Salesman Skeleton only half a carrot, despite full payment, leading to an argument. In retaliation, Salesman Skeleton threw the half carrot at Explorer Skeleton, who then poured cereal into a bowl of orange juice and hurled it back at him. Now, Officer Skeleton is chasing Explorer Skeleton, shouting "illegal breakfast eater" while wielding a wooden stick. Barber Skeleton's balding rampage. Despite not being a real barber, Barber Skeleton shaved everyone's heads bald without consent. Ryan, after getting a haircut, demanded answers, only to be told, "It's the law." Furious, Ryan left a 0-star review. Dr. Skeleton's water treatment. At a hospital, Dr. Skeleton was caught splashing water at patients. When confronted, he simply stated, "Patients need water to hydrate." Salesman Skeleton's ramen bowl scam. Rather than selling actual products, Salesman Skeleton began selling empty ramen bowls. Mr. Cup, after purchasing one, angrily asked, "Why is this empty?" To which Salesman Skeleton casually responded, "Farmer Skeleton supplies the products." Furious, Mr. Cup left a 0-star review. Military Skeleton versus Karen Skeleton. Karen Skeleton, despite not being a girl, insulted Military Skeleton, who retaliated by chasing him with a stolen tank and his entire skeleton army before attacking Squid Game again. Bus Driver Skeleton's reckless hijacking. Despite not being a real bus driver Skeleton hijacked a public bus, driving recklessly before stealing Newbie's phone, claiming it was illegal. Newbie responded, "It's not illegal." Moments later, Bus Driver Skeleton hijacked the Silly Bus and drove it straight into Silly Mart. Even Thanos himself was impressed, saying that skeleton is insane. The final victim, the innocent bystander. Once again, the innocent bystander, who had nothing to do with anything, was attacked by every skeleton. Now recovering in the hospital, he sighed and said, "You expect me to believe this is reality?" Conclusion. With lawsuits piling up, confused citizens, and 1 million Apple boxes littering Samsung HQ, the Skeleton Crew has once again turned the city into complete chaos. More updates as the madness unfolds.